Hello everybody, and Happy New Year! 2014 is here. It's my 4th new year of LPing. Time is flying by, and it's the 3rd of January, so it's a bit of a belated Happy New Year, but I have been taking a break from YouTube since Christmas Day because I've been playing PlayStation 4. I've been eating, drinking, sleeping, more eating, plenty more drinking, having a couple of parties, and also had to squeeze work in there at some point. Although I did have 6 days off, which was nice. So I've done all of that now. I'm suitably refreshed, recuperated, and ready to get back on to the LPing bandwagon. So I thought what better way to start than to at least do a video update to bring in the new year and give you my thoughts and feelings for how I see this channel going over the next 12 months, which is a long time, so maybe make it next 6 and see where it goes. So starting off then with my current LPs. I have 3 on the go at the moment. Skyrim, well, 3 main LPs. Skyrim, Sims 3 and Rome 2. I want to get that down to 2 main LPs by the end of the year. Phase 1 of them out, so that I can update main LPs being games longer than about 40 hours, get those uploaded on a more regular basis. Because I think with 3 or more, the time between uploads sometimes can be a little bit too long. You know, 1 upload a week for a particular series can be a bit much to wait for certain people. So I'm going to try and get down to 2 main LPs to keep the pace up. And of course I'm LPing 2 side LPs at the moment. Side LPs being games that are less than about 15 hours and are alternative genres to what I normally do. I'm doing 2 of those at the moment, Walking Dead Season 2 and Wolf Among Us, although those 2 can be deemed to be one because they're episodic in their release, and therefore as soon as they are released, I do them, I finish them, I play them, and I upload them very, very quickly and pretty much as they are released, so it's not a massive burden. So that's the way that we are at, that's where we are at the moment. Now, from now until at least April time, which is my first deadline, it's going to be 1 update, 1 upload a week of Skyrim, 2 uploads a week of Rome 2, and 2 uploads a week of The Sims 3. For more specific details on the exact scheduled days for which games are going to be uploaded when, check out the About page. But that is a general frequency that I envisage uploading the main LPs for the moment. And of course, as and when the other 2 side LPs go up live with their next episode, I'll upload them pretty much on day release. So that's how things are going to tick along nicely until April. Now in April, that is when I envisage starting up, or that's my goal, is when I want to envisage starting up the Crusader Kings 2 Season 2 LP. Now Season 2, or Season 1 rather, of Crusader Kings 2 started actually, funnily enough, on the 3rd of January 2013. So wouldn't it be such a surprise if I was to suddenly say, guess what, it's the 3rd of January 2014 right now, and so after this video I'm going to be uploading the first... No, I'm not. Sorry about that. Bit evil of me to get your hopes up very, very slightly there, but no, I'm not going to be uploading the first session of the Season 2 of the LP on the anniversary of the start of the first one, although that would have been really nice to do, but I just cannot fit another LP in there right now. But I will start Season 2 of the Crusader Kings 2 LP, Fleming Dynasty of course, when I have finished one of my current LPs, and I'm going to aim to do that by April. The second game that I want to start LPing this year is Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition. Now I've been itching to LP this for a long time, over a year, and I've heard it's got its bugs and drawbacks, but it's not going to stop me from giving it a try. And I'm really looking forward to doing it, because I'm going to adopt a slightly different LPing style for this particular game. Again, more about that when I actually start the LP. When is that going to start up? I'm going to have to finish another LP before I start that, so that could be June. But we'll see how it goes. But those are the only 2 games that I have penned into my diary to start this year as main LPs. We move on to the side LP side of things. Alternative games, alternative genres, shorter games, less than about 15 hours, racing games, sports games, indie games, horror games, games that I don't usually LP. These are the types of things that I will be doing as side LPs. I want to get more of these up now. I want to start doing more of these short, sharp, fun, alternative things. And therefore it could be anything. It could be some racing games up there. It could be some first-person shooter games up there that are shorter than most other RPGs and other normal stuff that I do. It could be anything. And those will be starting up when I have finished Wolf Among Us and Walking Dead. Another thing that will start this year, 2014, it will see the start of live streaming. PlayStation 4 makes live streaming a darn sight less faffy than a PC. So therefore, press a couple of buttons and you're away. Great. So I envisage starting some point this year, probably after June, starting up some, maybe even before June if I get some time, starting up some live streaming projects. Now whether that's going to be live streaming a whole game, or whether that's going to be live streaming online events. Maybe me racing against some of you guys on Gran Turismo when it's released, or how about some football matches on FIFA, me versus somebody else, me get my backside beat. Maybe me and several other viewers in a lobby of Battlefield 4. I'm not sure quite how it works, but if you can do that, it would be great if we could have me and several other members of the community, other viewers, playing online together and me live streaming that as a session. That would be great if we could do that, and that would be a lovely alternative to some LPs to upload onto the channel and to have happen live, of course. So that's some of the things that I see happening this year. Those two games, CK2 and Baldur's Gate Enhanced Edition, are two games that I'm definitely going to start LPing this year, and I'm not putting them off any longer. The sooner I can start them, the better. But of course, other LPs have to finish first. And this year, there's going to be more side LPs, more side projects, more of these shorter style of games than I've ever done before, because I think that it injects a bit of spice and variety to the channel. So that is the general outlook for this coming 12 months. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interesting. Of course, YouTube's policies and procedures and layouts are forever changing. We'll see what effect that has on things. Hopefully not detrimental, because everything so far they seem to have introduced has been that. But I'll keep plugging along, and I'm going to end today's video update, hopefully bring it in just short of about 12 minutes. I'm going to end on two pieces of bad news, because what better way to end a session than leave you with a sour taste in your mouth? Because I'm a nasty piece of work when I want to be. As you could tell by some of my evil playthroughs, I'm developing an evil tendency that I never had before. So two pieces of disappointing news to end the session, and this is actually, I laugh and joke about it, but I've done a lot of thinking about these two pieces of news I'm going to give you. I've done a lot of thinking about it, and it's not something I've taken lightly, and I know it's actually going to upset some people. Or at least one of these pieces of news will upset some people. So I'll try and say it with some modicum of decorum and seriousness, because it's not really a joke, but it's I'm a light-hearted guy though. So the first piece of disappointing news, I'll give you the lesser of the two first, depending on which LPs you like, of course. But the first piece of news relates to The Sims 3. Now I've been doing The Sims 3 LPs for 4 years, almost, since the start of my channel, when I started out the Sims 3 and World Adventures. 4 seasons, is it 4 seasons? I think it's 4 seasons over 4 years. That's a long time to be playing The Sims 3. And I know that there's new expansions that give you fresh perspectives on certain things, new things to do, but it's essentially the same mechanics, the same game, and the same principles, the same family. And so therefore, 4 years on, it's getting to the stage where I think we've come as far as we're going to come with this game. We're doing some of the same things over and over again now. We've raised children before, we're raising children again, and it's just beginning to... I'm feeling that the wind has been knocked out of my sails in relation to The Sims 3 now, and I'm finding it ever increasingly difficult to actually sit down and play the session with the same exuberance as I did when I first started it. And that for me is a bad sign. So I think it's a sign that we need to bring the curtain down on the Jones family at the end of this season. So that's the first piece of bad news. I'm not going to harp on any more about it. That's the decision I've made, and of course you are welcome to your own thoughts and opinions, and you know. But that is that's the conclusion I've come to. At the end of this season, I'm going to bring the curtain down on The Sims 3. Now this season will end when I've showcased seasons and showtime. Now, to showcase seasons, we have one of each season. We've had summer, winter, autumn, and we're now going to come round to spring. So that's the seasons aspect. The showtime aspect is when somebody reaches the top of a showtime career path. Now, Louis is on the singer career path, and therefore, when he has reached the top of his career as a singer, reached the pinnacle of his singing career and become a singing superstar, that is when he's showcased showtime, and that's when the LP will finish. Now, there's Joffrey, there's Julie without the D, good, evil, locking horns, potentially some stories that could be developed there. Joffrey with his evil basement, blowing things up as he invents things. There's a whole host of things we could do. There's University and Island Paradise expansions. I know that they're out. But, as I say, me personally, I've come to the end of the line with The Sims 3. If you want to take the Joneses on to do these other things, then there is a slight silver lining, because for the first time ever, I will upload at the conclusion of this final season of The Sims 3, I will upload the Jones family to the exchange so that you can put them in your own game and do with them as you see fit. If you want to carry on Joffrey as an evil genius, you can do that. If you want to change other bits and do other things with other characters, the world's your lobster. So that is the bad news about The Sims 3. The second piece of bad news regards Rome 2. People are like, what? For Sims 3? And now you're going to give us another bombshell? Blooming heck, could you not do these over 2 videos so we have time to bloody digest this? The second piece of bad news is relating to Rome 2, and more specifically, the Rome 2 RP. Now, some of you are probably going to realise what I'm going to say next. Every rendition of a Total War game, I have had an RP element to it, an RP portion that lasts for anywhere between sort of 3 to 2 months, whatever it might have been. This time, however, I did plan on doing an RP for Rome 2 to continue that trend, but now, after thinking things through and trying to get my head around it, I've come to the conclusion that I'm not going to have an RP element, an official RP element to Rome 2. 2 reasons why, and these are not the only 2 reasons, but these are 2 of the reasons. The one reason being that I'm trying to keep a steady pace going of my main LPs. If I introduce an RP element, that means I can only upload once a week, because I have to give people time to get their orders in, I have to give people time to interact with each other, write their stories. That slows it down. I want to be uploading 2 or 3 Romes a week, not 1 a week, and that's what would happen if I introduce an RP. Also, the campaign of Rome 2 is probably the longest Total War campaign ever, and therefore to bog it down with an RP halfway in between is going to just take the pace of things. It's just going to feel like we're getting bogged down in a mire, I feel, and I just think that it's not the right thing to do. The time isn't right. I've got other things on the go, potential other projects starting up, and it's just going to be a time issue thing and a pacing issue. Also, I don't think the game is massively pro RP friendly. Now, of course, that's not the sole reason, because in past renditions of an RP we have created our own characters and had our own offices. We could do that again and have it so that we're not controlling characters on the map, but having our own characters created by ourselves, and we can still influence the campaign like that. So that is possible, and that's not the be-all and end-all. But I don't think the game itself is very RP friendly, as it is at the moment. Now, I haven't played the game for about 2 weeks, and I don't think anything's changed in that 2 weeks drastically in terms of RP elements. But there you go. So there are 2 other reasons. There are other reasons as well, which I'm not going to go into here, but I'm sure people will be asking questions and wanting further explanation on the forums, because I can picture at least 3 people who have talked to me about the RP who are probably sitting here watching this in horror, because they were really looking forward to the RP. So I do apologise if this is a bit of a bombshell to you guys. Now, whether or not we're going to have an unofficial RP, whether or not we're going to have some other form of interaction between me and you, the viewers, maybe some more votes about should we do this or should we do that, should we go there, should we do this. We'll see how it goes. There's going to be a big portion of the campaign coming up, Civil War. Maybe the Civil War might be conducive to some other interactive elements that I haven't yet foreseen. I'll do something slightly different, something to enhance it a little bit, but an official RP where people give orders and people, That's not going to happen. So there you go. 15 minutes. It's about average. I've tried this 3 times and I've never got it less than 15. So this is going to have to be the final edit. So happy 2014. I hope it's a good year, a prosperous year, and I hope, well, I hope nothing particularly awful happens, but sometimes that's life, I'm afraid. I feel like I've ended on a really bad note. I didn't envisage actually feeling like this after delivering the bad news at the end, but yeah, it's not good. But yeah, I'm sure happier times are ahead, because tomorrow is going to be Skyrim. I'm going to start LPing tomorrow again. I'm back on the bandwagon. You've got something to look forward to there, at least, right? Anyway, until next time, folks, where I will hopefully bring you some better news. I'll see you soon.